Hey everyone, how you doing? It's time for the PDG Advertising Podcast, episode 28 on Thursday, the 30th of May, 2019. So this morning, if you follow me on Twitter or LinkedIn, you'll see I posted something about Mark Zuckerberg facing a leadership bid in Facebook. I wanted to open up the news article that I read it from on the BBC, but can't find it now. It seems to have been downranked. I thought it was interesting because something happened about 3 months ago that kind of blindsided us at PDG, and it was a very positive thing, but it has precedence, I suppose, for what's going on with Mark Zuckerberg right now. So he's a very, very powerful person. I personally, what's the word? I guess I don't have a real opinion on him personally. Like, I don't know if he's a good person or a bad person. I don't know if he's a force for good or not. I do know that he has created a network that supports my business and supports my goal of making communication easier between people. But what he does is so far removed from what I do that there should be a huge chasm of distance between our two worlds. And it's just so amazing in this world that we're not that far away from each other, myself and Mark Zuckerberg, or you and Mark Zuckerberg, or even people that don't have Facebook, anybody that uses the internet because of the pixels, the cookies, the cookie crumbs of that, the ads networks that run from Facebook into normal news websites. That all connects us. And what's interesting today, or what was interesting a couple of months ago, was at I think it's the F8 Facebook Developers Conference that was going on. It was announced that Facebook groups would be more prominent in their in the algorithm in the newsfeed. And if you don't know about the newsfeed algorithm, look on Facebook, Google it. It's something everybody should know. It's how the world's going to be in the future. There's going to be more automation, more algorithms. Really briefly, some content gets put to the top of your newsfeed, some content is pushed down. High value content is pushed up and low value content is pushed down. Or you can pay to completely skip and get right to the top of the newsfeed. So there's a number of different strings to that and strains of the newsfeed that it's worthwhile knowing about. But at the F8 developer conference, Facebook's big nerd fest, Zuckerberg announced that groups were going to be a much more prominent feature of Facebook and something that they're working on. And almost the second that was announced, we noticed one of our customers who's very heavily group orientated just skyrocket in their numbers on group acquisition. And what we believe that means is, this group has a lot of interest and a lot of buzz and a lot of posts happening within it for this customer of ours. But if the algorithm is pushing down those posts, then it's not connecting. It loses that viral element, and it reduces the amount of people being onboarded into the group. So the second that Zuckerberg said groups are going to be more important, I think that was the second that they've changed something in the algorithm. I don't know that. I don't think anybody apart from the person who makes the changes could know that. Even the person that makes the changes might not even know that, because maybe that was an unintended consequence of something that they did, or maybe it was Mark Zuckerberg saying about groups, the word group going about the internet becoming more popular. I don't know. That it's beyond my comprehension as to how that happened. But what did happen was our group membership started to soar. And I mean turning it from maybe 60 people joining per week to 800 people joining per week with no other effort on our part. So that is a very important thing, because what it says is that Mark Zuckerberg can stand on a platform and say something, and it can ripple throughout the whole network, and basically at this point throughout the whole world. So what's important is that Mark is going into some sort of leadership challenge in Facebook. I don't have all the details, but if you Google it, Facebook Mark Zuckerberg leadership challenge, you'll get the details. And what that means is there's something happening where people are trying to oust him as leader. From what I could understand, he has 60% support, which means he's not going to be ousted. But it's still a big thing, and that kind of challenge can cause changes and cause ripples and cause waves. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that something's going to happen, or if it's something that isn't going to affect the algorithms or affect how Facebook operates. But just think about the F8 conference with the groups, this leadership challenge, something could happen, and after the effect, we might understand it a little bit better. All that from a news article, huh? That's how in-depth we are here at PDG Advertising in terms of, how things work and what's going on in the background. And I hope that's useful to share with you. So we got another question from a customer today about the best time to send an email out. And we've got a standard answer for this. And the standard answer is the best time to send an email is when people will open it. And what does that mean? Well, you don't know. You don't know. And people aren't the same. So if you ever see a news article like that covers many different industries and many different disciplines and many different time zones and many different factors, and it says that 8 p.m. is the best time to send an email because that's when people are checking their emails, that's garbage. Because if you think about it, if you work in the bar trade or the bar hospitality industry and you're a hospitality manager, at 8 p.m, I can nearly guarantee that you're not going to be checking your emails. And if you are, you shouldn't be. So what time's the best time for him? I don't know. So within the platforms, specifically MailChimp, there's the option to do some split testing. So what's useful is to split test over a 24-hour period. You mightn't have to do it over 24 hours. You might be able to do it over 12 hours and get a decent enough result by just setting out in every hour that you will send out a percentage of your emails. And whichever percentage consistently, whichever time slot consistently gets the most opens, then that is the time to send out your emails. Nobody can tell you that. Nobody can make that decision for you, and nobody can advise you on it that doesn't know your audience and know your business. It would take a very special consultant to have worked consistently in the same industry over and over and over again in the same time zone with the exact same people, and I don't think that exists. I think it takes testing and it takes a little bit of time and consideration before you know when the best time to send an email is. So we've got a new customer. This Aaron has been in the fire for quite some time, and I'm very pleased about it. It's actually a marketing customer. It's a new technology that's used to send out messages to people, and we're really looking forward to hitting the market with it in the US to start off with, and then over the whole world as we go forward. But this is the first marketing campaign that this customer has done. It's a totally new concept. It's not a new concept, but it's a new business. I guess it is a new concept. And what we're doing for them is full service digital advertising. So what that means is we need to create some Facebook social media posts. Instagram, Facebook are the areas where our customers are hanging out. Some overall email marketing, emails, and a general plan and structure of what has to happen. So today, what it was cool, because sometimes you get right down into the detail, and I was able to go through creating a social media plan for this customer. We're going to post out twice a week, every 3 days or so, and during the weekday. So maybe like a Tuesday and a Friday, or a Monday and a Thursday. And our first post is a introduction post. Our second post is one of the benefits of the business. Our third post will be a testimonial post. The fourth post will be some information about the post, and then it'll rotate like that over and over again. So anybody that says that they're stuck for content and stuck for things to write about and stuck for things to get out there, you've just gotta look at what you do. You've got to look at what you do and figure out how, you know, to put that across to people. And, you know, if you're out there and you're wanting to do your own social media calendar, you can just look around and see what's good about your business and what you do to help people. And if you can't find something that's good about your business, and if you can't find something that helps people, then you've got a bigger problem than not being able to find something to post about on social media. So that's something to think about, isn't it? So something interesting happened. I updated my Skype today and I got an advert. You know, if you're anybody that's familiar with Skype, so it's just like any messaging service or any calling service where you've got a contact list. And for the first time today, in between two of my contacts, very recent contacts, there was an advert for online marketing services, I think. So someone's trying to get an advert in front of me from an online marketing provider. I'm never going to buy that. But it was really interesting to see. This was the first time I'd seen it on Skype. Maybe Skype is a new opportunity and a new area for advertising for people. Maybe it always has, and I'm just catching up. I did update Skype recently. Skype's been horrible to use for a while, ever since Microsoft bought it, I think, and that's a long time ago. But seeing that maybe tells me that there's something going to happen there, and it's going to be more, structured. And whenever ads go on a platform, it can go one of two ways. It can sink it or rise it up. I mean, if you look at Twitter, whenever ads went on it first, I don't think that worked very well and probably did a lot of damage to the brand. Facebook put ads on it, and I think that actually helped the brand soar way higher than anybody thought it could. So let's see what Skype is like, and let's see if soon we're talking about doing adverts on Skype. So I've talked before about doing posting on social media, looking at your phone while driving, people filming themselves while driving, people filming their kids in the back seat while driving. That was a bad one. And today I found myself not doing anything while driving. I was on the pavement and I was on Instagram, and I just got about 10 steps down the street and I was engrossed in taking a picture of myself walking, or a video, of myself walking, and sticking music over it. Sticking a Rod Stewart song over it, because I've been listening to it all day. And I don't know, I have a little bit of trouble with perception at times of how these posts come across from myself. I can do it immediately for other people, but I guess you lose a bit of perspective whenever it's yourself and looking at things with fresh eyes. But I was walking along that street and I got, I'd say, at least a good 400 meters maybe without even looking up. And this is passing like roads and side roads and things like that. Maybe I did stop at the side roads, but I mean, I wasn't looking where I was going at all. And it was scary to stop and think, wow, all I was doing was taking a video of me walking and then working to edit the video and put over a video overlay on Instagram stories. And I don't regret it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. But that's how engrossed we are in this little device that we bring around with us all day. We're willing to give up reality around us to sit and work on it. It's insane. It makes no sense to me. I love it and I enjoy it, and I hope everybody does it so that I can put adverts in front of you. But I don't understand it, and I know I don't understand it. I don't think I'll ever understand it. Why on earth would I not look in front of me? Instead, I opted to look straight into a video of the past. Granted, 30 seconds ago in the past, but of me walking, so that I could put a video on it. And as again, I don't think that that's for the self popularity of it, because I don't think that's such a good. I just really enjoy those little videos with music overlaid on it, that I'm able to do, and I think and I really enjoy that. So that was bizarre, but I wanted to share that with you because, again, if you think anybody's looking at billboards, or anybody's looking at your adverts in the newspapers or on TV, they're not. They're looking at their phone. That's where attention is right now, and that's where your adverts should be placed. And when I say should be placed, you do what you want. You put your adverts on billboards and things like that. That leaves more attention and more space for me. I'm only joking. You know that I am on this podcast. I am committed to your success and my own success, and I think that there's definitely enough room for us all to play in this space. Everyone, that was it. That was episode 28 of the PDG Advertising Podcast. I really appreciate you listening to this. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. Just get in touch and we'll jam. Who knows, someday we could be doing a podcast together, or you could appear on the PDG Advertising Podcast. So I look forward to that day. And until then, have a great rest of your day from me, Peter.